Why older adults wake up at 3 a.m., the surprising truth. Have you ever wondered why so many older adults wake up at 3 a.m. and can't seem to fall back asleep? You might lie there in the quiet darkness, staring at the ceiling, wondering what's happening to your body or mind. The truth is, this is more common than you think, and it's not just a random habit or a result of getting older. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful reasons why older adults tend to wake up around 3 a.m. as they age, and what those early morning wake-ups may be trying to tell you. Each reason reveals something deeper about your body, your health, and your life experience. By the end of this video, you may see your sleep in a whole new light. These explanations aren't just surface-level theories. They are rooted in real physiology, psychology, and the natural rhythms of aging that most people aren't even aware of. We'll talk about changes in hormones, shifts in sleep patterns, underlying health challenges, and even emotional and social influences that could be quietly working behind the scenes. We'll do it in a way that's honest, empowering, and deeply respectful of the journey you've traveled so far. So, if you've ever found yourself waking up at 3 a.m. and asking, "Why now?" you're in the right place. Stick around until the end, because what you learn here might not only help you sleep better, but also help you better understand and appreciate what your body is going through. 1. Reduced melatonin production, a natural shift with age. One of the most common reasons why older adults wake up in the middle of the night, often around 3 a.m., is the natural decline in melatonin production that comes with age. Melatonin is the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle, often referred to as your body's internal clock, plays a crucial role in helping you fall asleep and stay asleep. Strong melatonin levels in youth. When you were younger, your body likely produced a robust and steady supply of melatonin, allowing you to enjoy long, uninterrupted nights of deep rest. The gradual decline with age. As the years pass, however, your body gradually produces less melatonin. By the time you reach your 60s or 70s, this reduction can be significant enough to affect how soundly you sleep. Why 3 a.m.? Even if you fall asleep easily at night, especially after a full day or a relaxing evening, your body's dwindling supply of melatonin may not be enough to keep you in a deep, restful state by the early morning hours. Around 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., when melatonin levels drop too low, your brain naturally begins shifting back toward wakefulness. You might wake up not because of a noise or a bad dream, but simply because your body no longer has enough melatonin to sustain deep sleep. Environmental triggers make it worse. This effect can be amplified by small environmental triggers that you may not even notice. A street light shining through the window, a blinking clock on the nightstand, light filtering in from a hallway or bathroom. As you age, your body becomes more sensitive to these subtle changes, making it even harder to stay asleep through the night. Real-life story: Harold's journey to better sleep. Consider Harold, now 72, who always prided himself on being a sound sleeper. But over the past few years, he's been waking up around 3:15 a.m. almost every night. He doesn't feel anxious or worried, just fully awake, as though his body is ready to start the day. When Harold learned that this wasn't a failure on his part but a normal part of aging tied to melatonin, he stopped blaming himself. He made a few small adjustments, dimming the lights in the evening to signal his body that it's time to wind down, avoiding screens before bed, which reduces blue light exposure that can suppress melatonin, taking a brief evening walk to reinforce his natural circadian rhythm. These changes helped signal to his body that it was still nighttime, and while he still occasionally wakes up early, he's learned to work with his body instead of against it. The power of awareness. When you realize that waking up early isn't your fault but a natural chemical shift, it can transform your frustration into compassion. You'll make wiser choices about your nighttime routine and feel more in tune with your body. 2. Shifted sleep cycle and advanced sleep phase, a change in your internal clock. Another significant reason older adults tend to wake up around 3 a.m. is due to a natural shift in the body's internal clock, known as advanced sleep phase syndrome, ASPS. As we age, our circadian rhythms naturally shift forward. This means you feel sleepy earlier in the evening. You wake up earlier in the morning, even without an alarm. Why does this happen? In your younger years, your body's rhythm likely aligned with a later bedtime and a wake-up time that coincided with sunrise. But as this rhythm advances with age, your sleep window shifts forward. You may fall asleep around 8:30 or 9 p.m., and by 3 a.m., your body has completed its full cycle of rest, leaving you wide awake in the middle of the night. Real-life story. Charles learns to adapt. Meet Charles, 68, who recently retired and enjoys a quieter life. He eats dinner around 5:30 p.m., watches TV for an hour, and often finds himself nodding off before 9 p.m. As a result, by 3 o'clock or 4 a.m., his body naturally feels ready to wake up. Initially, Charles thought this was insomnia, but once he learned about advanced sleep phase syndrome, he realized that his body wasn't broken, it was just operating on a new schedule. To adjust, Charles made a few simple changes. Staying up a little later by reading or engaging in quiet activities to delay his bedtime. Incorporating gentle evening walks to signal his body that the day isn't over yet. Engaging in short, relaxing conversations with family members before bed to keep his mind engaged. These small adjustments stretched his sleep window, helping him wake up closer to morning and reducing those frustrating 3 a.m. wake-ups. Understanding and embracing your body's new rhythms. These natural shifts in sleep patterns are part of the aging process. They're not signs of something wrong, but rather evidence that your body is adapting to its new rhythm. By recognizing and embracing these changes, you can make small adjustments to your routine that align with your body's natural tendencies, allowing you to work with your body instead of against it. Allowing him to sleep through the night. By making these small adjustments, Walter was able to reset his body's internal clock gradually. Adding a short walk in the afternoon helped him stay active, while reading in brighter light during the evening signaled to his brain that it wasn't quite time to wind down yet. Avoiding post-dinner naps prevented his body from feeling ready for bed too early. Within a few weeks, Walter's sleep schedule began to shift. He stayed awake until closer to 10 p.m., and his wake-up time naturally adjusted, pushing past that frustrating 3 a.m. mark. His sleep became deeper, and those early morning awakenings grew less frequent. Why these small adjustments matter. When your body receives more external cues, like light exposure, movement, and stimulating activities, it reestablishes a natural rhythm that aligns with your desired sleep schedule. These cues tell your brain that the day is still active, helping to push back your internal clock and promote a more consistent and restful night's sleep. If you've noticed that your bedtime has been creeping earlier without you realizing it, and you're finding yourself waking up at 3 a.m., try introducing a few new evening habits. White heavy checkmark, take a gentle walk after dinner to boost circulation and signal your body that it's still part of the active day. White heavy checkmark, read or engage in a mentally stimulating activity in the evening, using a brighter light source to delay melatonin production. White heavy checkmark, avoid long naps after dinner, as they can trick your body into thinking it's had enough rest for the night. These subtle lifestyle shifts can reset your internal clock and help extend your sleep duration, allowing your body to rest through the night and wake up naturally at a more reasonable hour. 5. Medications and their impact on sleep. Another often overlooked but powerful reason older adults may wake up at 3 a.m. is the effect of medications. Many older adults take medications regularly for conditions like high blood pressure, heart health, or pain management. While these medications are necessary for maintaining overall health, they can sometimes come with side effects that quietly disrupt sleep patterns. Frequent urination. Certain blood pressure medications and diuretics increase urine production, leading to more nighttime trips to the bathroom. Body temperature changes. Some medications alter the body's ability to regulate temperature, making you feel too hot or too cold during the night. Increased sensitivity to noise or light. Certain medications can heighten your sensitivity to environmental stimuli, making you more prone to waking up at the slightest disturbance. Real-life story. Eleanor's medication adjustment. Take Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman who had always been a light sleeper. Over the past year, she began waking up consistently around 3:30 a.m., and despite her best efforts to improve her bedtime routine, nothing seemed to change. After months of frustration, Eleanor finally spoke to her doctor, who carefully reviewed her medication regimen. They discovered that one of her blood pressure medications was affecting her hydration levels and increasing her need to urinate at night. With her doctor's guidance, Eleanor adjusted the timing of her dosage to earlier in the day and made a few simple lifestyle changes, like limiting fluids before bedtime. Within a few weeks, she noticed that she was waking up less frequently, and when she did wake up, she was able to fall back asleep more easily. Why tracking medication effects matters. If you're waking up at 3 a.m. consistently, it might be worth reviewing your medication schedule with your healthcare provider. Some medications can be shifted to earlier times, while others may require slight adjustments to dosage or frequency. Keeping a sleep journal can help you track any patterns or changes, allowing you to make informed decisions about your medication routine. White heavy checkmark tip: don't stop or adjust your medication without consulting your doctor. A professional can help tailor your schedule to minimize disruptions while ensuring your treatment remains effective. 6. Emotional and psychological changes that influence sleep. Finally, one of the most subtle yet powerful reasons older adults may find themselves awake at 3 a.m. is the emotional and psychological shifts that naturally occur with age. Increased reflection and processing. As we grow older, it's natural to spend more time reflecting on life's experiences, both joyful and challenging. These thoughts can surface in the quiet hours of the night, making it difficult to stay asleep. Loneliness or social isolation. For some, retirement or changes in family dynamics can lead to quieter days and fewer social interactions. This lack of daytime engagement can leave the mind more active at night, processing unspoken emotions and thoughts. Grief and life transitions. Losing loved ones, facing health challenges, or navigating major life changes can bring about subtle stress or sadness that interferes with restful sleep. Real-life story. Margaret's journey to emotional balance. Consider Margaret, 73, who had recently lost her husband after 45 years of marriage. Though she kept herself busy during the day, she often found herself waking up at 3 a.m., her mind filled with memories and unanswered questions. Margaret joined a local grief support group and began journaling before bed, allowing her to express her feelings and process her thoughts more consciously. She also started engaging in relaxing bedtime routines, such as listening to calming music and practicing gratitude. Over time, Margaret noticed that she was waking up less frequently, and when she did, her mind felt quieter and more at ease. White heavy checkmark tip: if you're experiencing emotional stress, consider talking to a trusted friend, joining a support group, or engaging in mindfulness practices. Processing your emotions during the day can create space for deeper, more restful sleep at night. Final thoughts. Embrace your body's natural rhythms. Waking up around 3 a.m. isn't necessarily a sign that something is wrong. It's often your body's way of adapting to natural changes that occur as you age. Whether it's a shift in melatonin production, changes in your internal clock, or subtle lifestyle habits that impact your sleep, these adjustments are all part of your body's way of maintaining balance. By understanding and embracing these changes, you can make small, intentional shifts in your routine that support better sleep and overall well-being. And remember, your body isn't failing you. It's simply adapting to a new rhythm. If you found these insights helpful and are ready to take charge of your sleep, leave a comment below and let us know which strategies you plan to try. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video that helps you live a healthier, more balanced life. Now, let's move forward and explore the next reason behind those early morning wake-ups: allowing him to sleep through the night. By making these small adjustments, Walter was able to reset his body's internal clock gradually. Adding a short walk in the afternoon helped him stay active, while reading in brighter light during the evening signaled to his brain that it wasn't quite time to wind down yet. Avoiding post-dinner naps prevented his body from feeling ready for bed too early. Within a few weeks, Walter's sleep schedule began to shift. He stayed awake until closer to 10 p.m., and his wake-up time naturally adjusted, pushing past that frustrating 3 a.m. mark. His sleep became deeper, and those early morning awakenings grew less frequent. Why these small adjustments matter. Our bodies crave rhythm, consistent patterns that act as internal signals, letting the brain know when it's time to wind down and when it's time to wake up. When these signals weaken or shift, the body's internal clock can lose its bearings, leading to fragmented sleep and earlier wake-ups. But by recognizing these patterns and making thoughtful adjustments, You can gently guide your body back to a sleep cycle that feels more restorative and less disrupted. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, comment number 4 below to let us know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend that you subscribe and turn on the bell so you won't miss any future videos. Your support helps us continue creating high-quality content to inform and inspire you. 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. When the mind keeps you awake. Sometimes, waking up at 3 a.m. has less to do with the body and more to do with the mind. As we grow older, the emotional layers that were once buried beneath the busyness of daily life can begin to surface, especially in the stillness of the night. Why does this happen? The early morning hours, when the world is quiet and distractions are few, often become a time when unspoken worries, regrets, or longings begin to stir. You may find yourself lying awake, not because of noise or pain, but because your mind is quietly sorting through memories, unresolved thoughts, or subtle anxieties that you didn't realize were still with you. A different kind of restlessness. This type of restlessness isn't the intense anxiety that you might have experienced in your younger years. Instead, it's quieter, more reflective. It feels like a soft hum in the background, a gentle sense that something is unsettled, even if you can't quite name it. Revisiting old relationships or decisions. The mind, when not actively engaged, often drifts backward, reflecting on relationships, past choices, or words left unspoken. Acknowledging unprocessed emotions. As life slows down, there's more space for the heart to bring unresolved emotions to the surface. Loneliness and the desire for connection. For many older adults, social circles shrink with time. Children move away, friends become busier, and routines change. While the daytime might be filled with activity, nighttime can bring a quiet awareness of emotional gaps that weren't as noticeable during the day. Real-life story. Gloria's quiet reflections. Consider Gloria, who is 80 and widowed. During the day, she keeps herself busy, tending her garden, calling her grandchildren, and watching her favorite shows. But around 3 a.m., she often finds herself awake, her thoughts drifting back to moments she shared with her late husband or to quiet worries she keeps tucked away during the day. At first, Gloria thought something was wrong with her sleep. But over time, she realized that her early waking wasn't about her body at all. It was her heart asking to be heard. How Gloria found comfort. To support herself, Gloria began keeping a small journal by her bed. When she woke up, she would write down whatever was on her mind. Nothing fancy, just a few honest thoughts. She also added a quiet evening ritual, like listening to soft music or writing a short note to a friend. These small acts of reflection and connection gave her emotions a gentle outlet, easing her mind and helping her return to sleep more peacefully. The quiet wisdom behind 3 a.m. wake-ups. The truth is, the human heart doesn't follow a strict schedule. It remembers what it wants to remember, asks the questions it needs to ask, and sometimes does all this at 3 a.m. when everything else is quiet. But that's not a flaw, it's a sign of depth. If you find yourself waking up and feeling reflective, it might mean you're carrying wisdom that's ready to be acknowledged. You've lived through joys and heartbreaks, and those experiences shape not just your memories, but also your very sense of self. How to honor these moments. White heavy checkmark approach with curiosity. Instead of fighting these wake-ups, try approaching them with curiosity and kindness. What is your mind trying to tell you? White heavy checkmark. Give voice to your thoughts. Consider writing down your thoughts or speaking them aloud softly. Sometimes, just acknowledging what's on your heart can ease the mind enough to return to sleep. White heavy checkmark. Practice evening reflection. Create a gentle evening ritual that allows space for reflection. Whether it's journaling, meditating, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. By honoring these moments rather than resisting them, you may find that you not only sleep better but also gain a richer understanding of yourself in this stage of life. Final thoughts. Listen to what your body and mind are telling you. As we wrap up this video, take a quiet moment to reflect on what you've just learned. What resonated with you the most? Was it the shift in your internal clock? The subtle changes in your health? Or perhaps something deeper? An emotional rhythm that only shows itself when the world is still? Each of these 5 reasons offers a different lens through which to understand your early morning wake-ups. And none of them point to something wrong or broken. In fact, they each reveal how deeply your body and mind are still working, responding, and adapting as you move through this stage of life. 3 a.m. wake-ups are messages, not mistakes. There's a quiet power in understanding what your body is trying to say, especially in those soft hours before dawn. Rather than seeing 3 a.m. wake-ups as a nuisance, you might begin to see them as messages. These are gentle signals reminding you to listen more closely to your needs, habits, and heart. You're not alone in this experience, and you're certainly not the only one searching for answers. But with insight comes strength, and with strength comes the freedom to make small, meaningful changes that support better rest, deeper comfort, and a stronger connection to your own rhythms. You're not just aging, you're evolving. If you've recognized yourself in any of these reasons today, know that you're not just aging, you're evolving. And with that evolution comes the chance to rest more intentionally, to care for yourself more gently, and to greet each morning with a bit more understanding and peace. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today or a change you plan to make in your routine. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and inspires. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.